You know, the world record for the most snowmen ever made in one place at one time is something like 12,300, almost 12,400 snowmen. And that's actually here in Sapporo. I've never seen it. It was back in 2003. It'd be quite the sight to see. But today we're going to be exploring the streets of Sapporo. Let's go. It is just about 1 o'clock in the morning right now, and Sapporo is surprisingly filled with a lot of drunk, screaming people at 1 o'clock in the morning. Finding a quiet back street was a challenge of its own. By the way, another interesting Sapporo fact, a lot of the sidewalks like this are heated. Hear all the screaming? It's absolutely crazy. But that way they don't have to use salt and whatnot. And as somebody who comes from Canada, which only has 2 seasons, winter and construction, which is almost entirely caused by the damage of the salt to the roads and sidewalks, that's a pretty cool system. Roads are still really icy though, which is a ton of fun when trying to walk, so yay for that. I actually tried to shoot this video yesterday, but the weather was just not conducive to it at all. It wasn't so much the snow, but the incredible wind. There was so much wind. And here I am trying to figure out how to get in. Oh wow, that is so soft. Okay. And I think the gate's locked anyway, so I don't think we're getting in to check that out. I also love how the snow has picked up just as I've gotten here. One last Sapporo fun fact, probably my favorite one by the way, is that this is one of Japan's newest cities. That's something like only about 150 years old. It's laid out like a grid. It's very well planned. Instead of street names, everything's like North 1, West 5 and all of that. There's an entire set of underground tunnels, and they doubled down on that organization after World War II when Sapporo was actually hit really hard. Like 300 bombers coming over, dropping something like nearly 1,000 tons of bombs and weaponry, wiping out something like 25% of all of Sapporo. But they rebuilt, and here it is in all of its snowy, glorious beauty. There is so much. I didn't expect snow today. There was no snow in the weather forecast. So I'm really happy that we've got this snow right now. I'm all snow covered now, and I've just got to try not to slip and fall. I don't want to drop and break the camera. I haven't been out to Sapporo since something like 2019. That's actually the trip where I had the opportunity to meet the people from Asahikawa who made my desk, the very first documentary that I ever made on Tokyo Lens, the beginning of a whole set of adventures. I am so grateful for that trip. And actually in that video I misspoke a little bit. I meant to say that the main part of Hokkaido has only really been inhabited by modern Japanese people for about 150 to 200 years, but I skipped out on saying that the modern Japanese part, which is a very, very important part, because the Ainu people, the natives of this land, the ones who actually named this city, Sapporo, actually comes from the Ainu language. They were obviously here long before modern Japanese people. Also, I have no plan. And almost went down. I'm just so happy to see giant snowbanks and whatnot everywhere. We do not get snow in Tokyo more than maybe once or twice a year, so this is a treat. Probably not super great for the camera, but really good for me. But for now, let's go back to walking on some of the heated sidewalks so that we don't fall and break the whole camera. Look at that, you can already see the water on the lens. But this is our first full adventure of the year. Feels good to be kicking things off. Usually at the end of the year, if I can't go back to Canada, which obviously this year I couldn't, I like to take a little bit of time off. So I took like a week or 2 off and went up into nature to do some winter camping, which was just spectacular. Did it in a hammock. It was very, very nice. Had a campfire. It was a lot warmer than you would think. I think I'm gonna be doing more winter camping. And as soon as you get just a little bit into the back streets, Sapporo really starts to empty out at night. Except for the snowplows. We have snowplows. Also, since I can't seem to stop with the Sapporo fun facts today, this here covered shopping arcade is called Tanuki Koji, and it's nearly a kilometer long. It goes on forever. It's a very long shopping arcade. Very long. And I am very tempted to escape into it for a second because the snow has picked up just a little bit, and that -4 has quickly dropped to -7. I didn't even plan on making a video while I was up here in Sapporo. I came out here for the sole purpose of doing 1 or 2 live streams for the new Tokyo Lens Explore live stream channel. So if you're into live streams, I'll link those. But being out here, it started to feel like a little bit of a waste not to make a video. And so if the mood strikes, I'm gonna make a video. Over the past year or so, I've seen a lot of my creator friends here in Japan or in Canada or around the world kind of struggle with the anxiety of creation and everything. Oh, like, what do you make? How much do you make? When do you make it? Are people really gonna like it? All of that stuff. It's really been a constant reminder to me to just enjoy the process, just love what I'm doing. And this is the end of the Shotengai here, which means this should probably dump us out somewhere behind Sapporo Tower. And so that's really the goal for this year. It's been the goal since the beginning, is just to love doing what I do. And I'm just now realizing that the snow has really let up a bit, and I want to get myself a nice hot beverage. Oh, my hand was freezing. It just feels really nice to hold this beverage. Look at all the snow. I shouldn't still be this excited about snow, but I really am. My first ever trip out to Sapporo was back in 2005. It was one of the first places that I ever visited in Japan on like my second day, and I'll be honest, that trip did not go well. It was like lost in translation if the main character was Mr. Bean. I was young, I was dirt poor. I had something like a $10 a day budget for my entire trip, and I had saved for that trip for I think 2 years with several part-time jobs, and my Japanese was terrible. I tried sleeping in an abandoned building. I messed up a food order and ended up spending several days worth of money. Ended up spending the night sleeping in an internet cafe. Also came across a Japanese toilet for the first time and literally had to use a payphone to call a friend in Tokyo because I had no idea at all what was going on. It may seem really small to some people, but something as simple as just being able to go into that 7-Eleven and buy a hot drink still makes me really happy, because when I first came to Japan, that's something I would not have had the option of doing. Also, and there's a ton of black ice here, so I'm gonna try not to fall and die. When I do these walks through the city, they're kind of my opportunity to explore the city and find and see stuff that I've never seen before. More often than not, they take a lot longer than you get to see. Like, for example, right now it is 2:30 in the morning. Well, that was a red light. Great job, little buddy. And Sapporo Tower isn't even on. I didn't realize that they turned off the clock at night. Also, I found this little snowman, so that's a thing. It amazes me that people still fall for the fake endings. I thought for sure we are gonna have a ton of bloopers in this video of me falling. I was hoping that we wouldn't fall because I don't have a backup camera that can do low light performance, and if I dropped and destroyed this, well, that's the end of the videos for a while. And look how quiet Odori Park is. It is. Also, if you're wondering, well, Norm, why didn't you come out for the snow festival? I got snow inside of my glove. How did it even get inside? I did the snow festival a few years back. I will link that video up above if you want to check it out. But I need to wake up in something like 3 or 4 hours to do a live stream. So I'm gonna head back to my hotel and do that. Actually, you know what? This hotel is pretty cool. I'm gonna give you guys like a 15-second tour before we wrap up for tonight. Let's go check it out. I usually don't show the hotel names because they're old and crappy, but this one is new and nice. This is the Cross Hotel. There's a nice onsen up there that I didn't have a chance to go to. But look at this. Oh, foggy lens. Spacious. It was also super cheap. Like, I got this on a flash sale for like 45, 50 bucks on the condition that I couldn't choose the room type. But anyway, it is super late and I gotta get up in just a couple hours. So thank you guys so much and I'll see you again real soon.